Hi, I'm Olga Fonda, and you're listening to Chris Gordon on Ramblings of a Hellblazer.
Okay, so today I have the honour of Olga Fonda's company on my podcast. Good evening, or good morning, Olga. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. I know it sounds
I'm
strange.
happy. I'm happy finally to talk to you.
I know it's been quite a while coming. You've been very, very busy.
And I'm very excited about it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's why I don't mind waiting. Like I said, it's because if you've been busy because you're going to be on our screens more, then it's certainly worth the wait.
I'm so happy you waited. It's nice, I felt bad there for a minute. I'm like, it's been, between traveling and time change and, all the work, it's been very difficult to get online, but here we are. So I'm
Exactly.
happy we finally get to meet.
I know, yeah.
And thank you for your support, by the way.
No, you're welcome. I mean, as I'm gutted that we didn't know about Cardiff in time. Otherwise, I would have made the effort and come down to meet you in person as well.
I wish you did. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a pretty big event, and there were a lot of people that visited me. And we were playing different games because I was there for the first time. So we were playing games of the foods that I should eat that actually um, comes with a tradition or comes with being in Wales or like Welsh food, or we were talking about desserts and drinks, and it was a lot of fun because everybody got in such participation. They really enjoyed having the game, so
Hmm.
it was a fun weekend.
Awesome, awesome. Gutted I missed it. We've got Wales Comic Con in a couple of weeks.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, next time. Well, we've got another Wales. We've got a few more Comic Cons. You can come over again.
Right. Hopefully they'll invite me. I'll be more than happy.
I'll put a good. We got a Wales Comic Con. It's actually in 2 weeks, and there's another one in November.
Oh yeah, I
I
heard
hope so.
November is really big too, right?
Yeah, there's a good one in November. So
Yeah.
I'll,
Well,
I'll put a word in with the organizer to see if we can
right?
get you over.
I'd love to go there in November. Maybe I should go for a little longer than just the weekend so I can actually see around a little bit and travel around.
Well, yeah,
Be fun.
we're not too far from Liverpool here, so if you did come over for a week or so with your family, I'll take you out to
Oh,
Liverpool and the Cavern and Beatles
oh,
walks and
that'd
stuff.
be wonderful. All right, well, listen, if I'm coming over, I'm calling you now. I know how to find you.
I know, no escape for me now.
That's it.
Awesome. Well, as you know, we've got some questions here from to talk through, and from people who've tweeted in to me.
Great.
So this should be fun, just to find out a bit more about you and
I'm more than
stories behind where you've been.
happy to share.
Cool. So, how old were you when you realised you wanted to become an actress?
Honestly, I think every child or even every adult, we're so fascinated with films. I don't know anybody who doesn't like movies or TV shows. And I think, I've been always fascinated by it, but I never really thought I would be an actress. Coming from Russia, I thought I'm going to be in business or
Hmm.
I'm going to be, a criminal lawyer. So when I came to United States and I was studying for business, and then I came to Los Angeles and I was discovered to do fashion, be a fashion model.
Hmm.
And slowly I started doing TV commercials. And that kind of, had some acting into it. And then I did my first film called Love Hurts. I played a Russian ballerina. At that time, I haven't really taken any classes. I didn't really have any representation. And
Yeah.
so my friend called me and said, they're casting this independent movie and they're looking for a Russian ballerina. I know that you're doing commercials. I know that, now you're kind of more interested in acting and you see the opportunities. Would you be interested in auditioning for this movie?
Hmm.
And I said, me, yeah, I'd love that. But, I don't have any training and I don't have representation. How do I even find this place? Yes, I have like a background in dancing, but it's not ballet. And he just said, well, call this number and go audition. So I went in and I was so nervous. I didn't know what I was doing. And it was a terrifying, mortifying experience. But I met the director. Her name is Bara Grant. And she was so nice and so sweet. And she read with me once and she read with me twice. And then she goes, well, try this and then try that. And all of a sudden, before I left the room, she goes, you booked the role. And it was so cool. It was a very small role, but by the time I got on set, the role became much bigger.
Right.
And so I'm forever grateful to Bara for giving me that opportunity because she just confirmed how much I was interested in it and how much I loved it. And that film started my career.
Cool. Wow, awesome. That's a brilliant way to get into it.
It was great, it's like every kid's dream, to be in the film. And all of a sudden, I went from trying to, be in business or international business or banking, here I am in this beautiful world of fashion business and TV and movies. It's amazing. I never really thought I would ever have the opportunity to be on TV. I think my parents are still shocked. I still cannot believe it.
Well, I must be proud for them though to sit there and watch you.
I think so. Yeah, my mom. They love every time I do something. They can't wait for for another job, for the next job. And every time something comes out in Russia, it comes out a little later. So they're always so anxious to see it. And when they do see it, I think secretly they just keep rewatching it. Sometimes they know more than I remember even from the shoots. So it's great, my family definitely, they enjoy watching me and they enjoy me growing as an actor, so it's fun.
Awesome.
I gotta tell you, actually, with my mom, there was a scene that I did, well, I guess everybody's seen the Vampire Diaries. So when I died, my mom called me at her time, 6 a.m.
Right.
And she left me this wonderful message, and she was crying. She's like, and I called her the next morning. I'm like, Mom, it's pretend, right? I'm alive. Because I know, but it was so sad. And watching you, my child, die on screen, she was like, and so for me, it was so cool that my parents can watch TV show or film and actually believe that, what I'm doing and believe that I'm in the character, not me, but the character, and actually feel it, and it's really cool.
Yeah, that's got to be actually awesome feeling.
It's fun. Yeah, fun.
So, kind of, who are your inspirations? Who inspired you back then, and who sort of inspires you now?
Honestly, I know I talk about my parents all the time, but my parents probably are my biggest inspiration. Yes, I love a lot of actors and actresses, and I admire their craft. Personally, for me, my parents are my biggest inspiration. The amount of wisdom and the kindness and the love they share, and they've been, supportive since I'm a baby, and my brother, my family is very supportive, and they've been inspiring me every day. And I love that, even though I said I'm not going to be in the business, I'm not going to be a lawyer, my parents are still there and they still support me every day. So they're my biggest inspiration. But when it gets to acting, there's so many wonderful actors and actresses out there. Of course, Helen Mirren and, Anthony Hopkins and Meryl Streep. They are so fantastic. And what I love about them is the fact that they can take any character, even though their name as, people and celebrities is so huge. But when they do their roles, you forget that that's, Meryl Streep. You think that's her character. And I think it's very fascinating, and the colors and the ranges that they have within their characters. And it's really, it's fascinating. Hopefully one day I'll be, I'll be able to do what they do.
You already do.
I'm still a baby.
Yeah, I say, what do you mean one day? I've got to say, you do that, because I say you made one hell of an entrance in Agent X. I've got to say that's you immediately drawn straight in.
Such a fun role. I really enjoyed her, and her name was Olga.
Oh yeah. How easy could you get? That was great.
Yeah, thank you.
I will come on to that later.
I think everyone liked her. She was fun, and she's definitely a badass.
Well, yeah, you can say that again.
There you go, right?
I mean, yeah, you have had such a good career so far, and obviously, I mean, very recently you've been in an episode of one of my other favourite TV shows, which is Hawaii Five-0, working with Alex O'Loughlin and Scott Carr. Everyone, how was it with them? Because they just look so fun to work with. It
was so fun. Actually, that trip meant more to me than just a job. I was on the way to Russia for 3 weeks, and I was supposed to see my family. And when I was there, they called me. I was there for 4 days. So 2 days before I had to leave, they called me and they said, by the way, I know you just landed in Russia. to see your family, but you just booked Y50, you have to leave in 2 days.
Wow.
So here I am, I just flew 13 hours.
Yeah.
I had this whole trip planned with my family.
Oh no.
So what was great about it is, I thought if I leave my family now, I'm going to be disowned. Like my mom was pressing for me to come over for a few months, and my entire family. So I was able to take my mom. I said, Mom, would you be interested? I have good news and I have bad news. I have great news, I got the job. Bad news, I have to leave in 2 days. Would you be interested in coming with me to Hawaii?
Wow.
So my mom, that's what I love about her. She goes, oh, of course. So here we are, in Moscow. We just got on the plane and we flew to Los Angeles one day, and then we were in Hawaii, and it was amazing. We got to spend mommy, daughter kind of time, and I get to work, she got to relax, and then after 2 weeks we were shooting, or 3 weeks, we ended up having an extra 4 days of vacation. So it was a very special trip. But working with those guys, they're amazing. The whole crew and cast, fantastic. They're so fun, they're kind. I really enjoyed it, and I had a great character. Again, I had a double agent character, and it was wonderful. I got to play a doctor, which was fantastic. I never played a doctor before. So it was, really enjoyed it. And you can't go wrong. I mean, you're shooting in Hawaii. You're on set for a little bit, and next thing you know, you come out into this paradise. Or, you go and dip in the ocean before you go on set.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fantastic.
That's got to be
I felt like I was. I didn't feel like I was on at work. I felt I was on vacation.
Well, that's a really fantastic way to work, though, isn't it? When it's like that.
Oh, it was wonderful. Yeah, I loved it.
Again, it's one of my favourites. I mean, Taylor Wiley as Kamakona, he just cracks me up every time.
Yeah, they're all fantastic, and I got to work with all of them, and they've told us the stories of them living there and shooting the TV show, and just so nice. And what I love about being on set in particular, they're so relaxed, because in Hawaii, it's like you're in this paradise. So the set was so relaxed and just so loving and fun and kind, and it was a great experience.
Awesome.
Hopefully they'll bring me back at some point. I would love to go back.
I bet you would. That'd be brilliant. And again, another opportunity for us to see you on screen. So,
thank you.
You're welcome. Another film I noticed going back quite a way is Little Fockers. I'm making sure I say that right.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So, working with obviously two of my favourites, Dustin Hoffman and Robert De Niro in that film. What was it like working? Again, I mean, they're legends. To me, they're legends.
It was one of my first kind of roles when I was, kind of crossing into the TV and film. It was just the beginning, I had a few small roles here and there, and that was one of the small roles. But it was an interesting story with it. I ended up getting a call saying that, you need to go for a table read for this movie that you auditioned for. And I said, wow, table is great. But they're like, but they're not sure if they want to book you yet. They just want to see how you do the table read. And that was like my first, kind of like big cast in a way. I was still starting out. And I remember showing up and everybody was sitting at the table, and I was so terrified. And I was nervous. I've changed 10 million times before I went to that table read. And I walked in and I saw everybody, and I just went, oh my God. And Robert De Niro has been like, I've been such a big fan of his. And here I am standing, talking to him, saying hello. And I can just feel like a stone in my throat. Like I'm sweating. I don't know what to say. Next thing I know, it's like in slow motion. I can hear myself. When I'm nervous, my Russian accent becomes really strong.
Right.
And so I could hear myself speaking, and I'm like messing up the words, and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? And I can feel like blushing. And he was just so sweet and so nice, and they were so welcoming. And Owen Wilson actually saved my life. He came over and he welcomed me into the the room and into the cast, and it was so sweet and so fun, because I was like, oh my God, I'm about to pass out talking to Robert De Niro. But it was great. It was probably one of the best experiences. I had everybody was introducing themselves. It was my first big table read. Um, and I remember the kid was sitting before me, and he was just drawing and doing his thing. And then his teacher, when turn came to him to read his line, and I've been like literally thinking, okay, don't pass out, you can do this. And when you're nervous and you're just starting out, and so the kid like says his line perfectly. She just points him out to the line, and he reads it, and it's like belongs to him. It was so perfect. And then he goes back into drawing, and here I am sitting there going, how do I say this? Freaking out. And I look at the kid, and I started laughing, and then I said my line, and it was all quiet in the room. And I just said, maybe I'm not doing it right. And then the whole room started laughing. And I said, okay, all right, I think I got the job. Great. It was very, it was nice. It was fun. It was great working with them. And we worked on, I believe, on the yachts outside. So it was wonderful.
Fantastic.
Great experience.
Owen Wilson is one of my wife's favourites. She adores him.
Excuse me. He's wonderful. He's great. It's just, being part of that big cast when you're just starting out, it's a dream come true.
I can imagine. It's
that room. It was just, it was terrifying and exciting at the same time. I didn't even know what to do with all those feelings. I was so nervous and excited, and it was very. It's good memories. Good memories.
Awesome. I say I can imagine, but I can't even picture just walking into a room like that and just seeing everyone there and knowing that you've got to deliver something in front of that lot.
It's crazy. It's all of them were there. It's not like one person. It's a really wild experience.
A room full of perfect stars.
Right?
And again, I'll compliment because you just added to it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh no.
Knocked my computer off the table there, sorry. But yeah, I couldn't listen to it. I was gutted. So I actually introduced my wife to it last night as well, just to recap on it, and she's gripped.
Oh, was she? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was like, "That's Olga," and she was like, "All right, cool."
Oh, so sweet. That's funny. Yeah, that Agent X was another really fun set. Working along these big stars like Sharon Stone was absolutely like dream come true. And my co-star, Jeff Hafner, he's the funniest guy I've ever met. He made me laugh every day, and he is just so professional and so nice, and it was such a great experience to be on set. And I got to do a lot of my own stunts, and it was just really, really great. It was sad that we didn't get on the second season, but at the same time, I'm really grateful that we got the first season, and I got to work with these guys and just experience being on set with them and just learn and just observe everything. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, it looked like you and Jeff did actually have a good on-screen relationship. You could tell there was a chemistry there that
I swear, I was like, you're like my brother. Oh, he's such a great guy. So down to earth, and you would never say like, oh my God, he's this, he's a big star. So working with these guys was really a great experience.
Awesome. I mean, you're like a female Russian James Bond. What does it feel like? How does it feel portraying such a strong female character on screen? Because you've got to know you're a role model for a lot of people out there.
Oh, that's so sweet. Listen, it's an interesting thing. When I meet my fan base, and a few girls came to me and said that to me, and it just warms up my heart. I never, it's just I never thought of being an example for anybody. But if I am, I'm very happy to bring a good example to them and empowering them and say, everybody, not just girls and boys, when we're younger, there's so many insecurities, and, coming from a different country and coming from a different culture, it's almost like we never know we don't believe in ourselves. We don't sometimes afraid of taking chances. And, if I can share my experience of take the chance, and don't be scared, and try new things. And I think it's great if I can help somebody, with their career choices or their, family life or whatever that is, for me, Agent X, portraying that character, yeah, it was a double spy. But for me, in particular, that character brought so much. It was my first experience of doing my own stunts, which I was still, terrified. But then I got into it, and I was like, this is fantastic. I love martial arts. This, working with those people. Everybody's scared of unknown, but when you're in there, you enjoy it so much, and you keep growing, and you keep learning, and it's a fantastic feeling. And if I can share that wisdom, of my experience with everybody else, and I can help them, that's just warms up my heart.
Cool.
It's great.
Very inspiring. So, moving on, I won't move on. I'm just going to play on what you've just said as well. You did your own stunts and things like that. Did you know like martial art type stuff beforehand, or did you have to learn it for it?
No, I've taken some just for personal. I just, I've with Vampire Diaries, I've done some of the martial arts, and then I just loved it. I grew up with a brother, and I grew up with male cousins, and I always used to wrestle with them. And my brother used to teach me, karate when he went to karate school, and so I always loved it. And then I started taking, boxing and some of the martial arts, like, I was in Krav Maga, and it's an interesting art form for me of exercise. I get sometimes bored of just going to the gym. I like to do something fun. Like right now I do Taekwondo, and I just love it. It's a lot of fun. It's a great workout. But I also like the mental part of it. There is so much focus. And I think the biggest lesson that I've learned from martial arts, no matter how big you are and how strong you are, it's all about patience, and it's all about persistence, and it's all about training. And, at the end of the day, you can be a great, warrior in a way, whether it's in just a physical way or if it's in a mental way. There's so many objects in your life mentally that you sometimes you struggle with. Everyone goes through everyday hustle type of thing. And what martial arts taught me is to be patient and believe in yourself and just work hard, and exercise and train every day. And then you get better and better and better. And then you can apply it to your real life kind of day-to-day understanding.
Awesome. That is a really good, especially it's the gym. I'm not standing up because I'm still losing weight.
Oh, stop it.
I did put down I hate the gym as well on a personal level. You do get bored, so finding something which you can do. I did wrestling for 2 years. I only stopped it last year. So I was pretty old. Started at 38, and
oh my gosh, it's never too old to start martial arts.
No. So I want to try and do something like that. I love. There's a class with Krav Maga started actually, but I had to stop wrestling.
Fantastic. It's I really loved it. It's between like Taekwondo and Krav Maga, probably like my favorites.
Awesome. I've only just started exercising again. I had to put all my weight on because I had an accident last January. I fell out the ring in wrestling.
Oh my god!
And I've torn a quad. I've lost the use of a quad muscle. It's I don't know how I've done it, but I smashed and tore a quad muscle. So that's my excuse for why.
Oh no, but you know what? When you hurt yourself, that's really hard, and then it's really hard to get back into it. But you just have to stick with it, and the first 3 weeks are the hardest, and then after that, your body craves it.
Yeah,
it's good for you mentally and physically. So
it is. I do 5K walks every day now. I'm doing an 84-mile walk on Hadrian's Wall. If you've know Hadrian's Wall in the UK. The Roman wall that goes from one side.
Yeah.
Doing that. Doing 4 days. I'm just going to plug this now because we're doing this in over 4 days in September. We're going to walk 84 miles in 4 days, and it's like up and down and do it for charity.
That's probably going to be an amazing experience.
It is, and it's certainly put me into to the mindset of I've got to get in shape.
I understand.
Cool. So I'll move on now. I've got a question here from Amber. What scene did you enjoy filming most in Agent X?
I enjoy them all. I guess in particular, they all were so interesting and fun. There's a scene when we are in the forest and we're jumping into a black Mercedes. And that was so much fun because there's a whole unexpected fight there. And we ended up having so much fun doing it, and we were laughing. And then they kept that scene because we ended up laughing through the scene with Jeff because we were just in our own world. And it ended up being, you're outside, and it was so beautiful and gorgeous. We were 2 hours away from the city, and I really enjoyed it. We just had just a lot of fun. But and also the Paris, the one at the end when we
Yeah.
walk into the market. They built such a beautiful set. It was so real and so great and so beautiful. I felt like I was in Paris. And then my family was visiting. My father and my niece were on set with me.
Oh,
I
cool.
took them from the airport, brought them directly to the set. And it was cool. That was my first time my dad was on the set with me. And he really enjoyed it. And then my niece was so jet lagged that she passed out on my chair.
Oh, bless.
I think so. I had to send them home. But it was just such a special moment for me to have my family, especially my dad, who, my mom's been on many sets, but my father, that would be his first set, and my niece too. So it was a great experience.
Awesome. Excellent. Thank you. A question from Ju, who is in Brazil, is what... I think it was Brazil, sorry if you're not. Is what did you find challenging in the show?
In Agent X? To keep my face straight and not laugh. I mean, as I said, Jeff is really, really funny, and we really enjoyed working with each other. So I think the hardest thing for me was not to laugh in between, on the serious takes in particular.
I guess that can be quite challenging in itself.
It's really hard. You think it's easy, but it's not. Especially when you get into that mode already of laughing, it's really hard to stop yourself.
Yeah, I had some guests on from a British independent horror film, and they said the same. They were in the woods. It was filmed over 2 weeks, and it was all outside in the woods at night. And they said the same. They just said they just couldn't stop laughing. It's like just the whole situation.
Yeah.
And there was just so many takes of the director shouting.
In the air.
Yeah, it was just one of those. But I'm a giggler, so I know exactly where you're coming from. That if I start laughing, I just can't stop.
With somebody that your sense of humor clicks, and then you're already there and you're already in that mode. It's really hard to unclick out of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's quite a few times I'll read stuff from friends at work who are like that, and people around me in work will just look at me because I'll just cry with laughter. It's just nothing.
Oh, you a crier when you laugh? I cry
can do.
all the time when I laugh. It's horrible.
It is. It's embarrassing, isn't it? 'Cause you tear up and everyone's like, "What's the matter?" Nothing. It's fine.
I cry at you when I laugh.
Oh, awesome.
So you and I should not be laughing so hard. We're going to be at the end of it.
I know. Well, yeah, because we don't laugh so hard, and I'll just let people know. I've already asked Olga not to speak in her Russian accent, because otherwise there'll be nothing from me whatsoever, because I'll just be sat doughy-eyed.
Maybe I'll say something at the end.
Yeah, that'll do. But at the end, then
just for fun.
Cool. Serena Volpe, who's over in Italy. Is there any character you've played so far that you feel really close to?
I gotta tell you, all my characters, every character you play, you put a piece of yourself. Whether, you create the backstory or, in order for the viewer to believe you, you have to have, your kind of view on the character. So they're all very special, and they're all very interesting. Obviously, the characters that I've played, they all had, most of them had a traumatic childhood. I didn't have that, so I don't really have any character that I think, oh, that was like really me, but my approach on the character had a huge part of myself on each character. So I don't have one that I completely say that, that was like me.
Yeah. There's a little bit of you in each and every part that you play.
Yeah, and it's, and a lot of, it's interesting because a lot of my characters are very much of the opposite of me. Like when I played Nadia, Nadia was abandoned by her mother and had abandoncy issues. I've never had that, but I had to learn what that feels like and understand that from a point of like psychological point of view. Or, my Agent X character, she was, she lost her parents when she was younger, and she was kind of on her own and a survivor. But you find like this different life stories within them that represents you a little bit more. I guess probably Agent X would be the closest, because she came from Russia, she immigrated early, she came by herself, she had to struggle and she had to learn English and she had to learn how to participate in a different culture. So I think probably actually she would be like the closest in that kind of, story to me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say something about, but yeah, you walk around and just the Asian provocateur in real life as well.
Well, thanks. I don't walk around and beat people up.
Yeah, just don't stay away from you if you come to LA. Yes, so you won't. No, I'm joking.
You're so scary.
Cool. Serena's also asking, what did you love the most about playing Nadia in the Vampire Diaries?
Just I guess because most of my scenes were with Nina, and Nina is so great. She's such a fun girl. She's just like she's so inspiring. She's love life. She loves laughter. She's so open and so kind. And it was great to work with her. We ended up working almost 6 to 8 months together, in Atlanta. And it was just fun to be on set with her. And she's just such a great human being. So I think that probably the most favorite part is working with her. It was a great experience. And it was awesome to meet a person like that.
Cool.
It's great. Yeah.
But it does sound like you get on obviously you've got that personality. You do sort of get on with everybody. So it's everywhere you you do seem to think, I'm getting the trend here. Everywhere you go, you seem to be able to gel with everybody, and that must be really, really good thing to be.
I'm just excited about life. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to do what I'm doing. It's a great, I thank life every day for giving me the opportunities that it gave me. And, as difficult as it was, from, leaving my family behind and coming to a new culture and trying to build myself here and kind of growing up here, everything happens for a reason. When you go through those difficult moments and then you reach your goal, it's great. It's amazing. It's a great feeling. So I'm just happy to be where I am and hopefully, continue growing and continue doing what I'm doing, continuing doing life. Right? We only have one life. We have to enjoy it.
Exactly.
We have beauty and laughter and all of it.
Exactly. And it's about following your dreams. Your dreams might sort of alter. I spoke to Adrian Paul last week, and he was saying your dreams might alter, but it's follow those dreams and live.
You have to have a dream. Yeah, as you said, sometimes it's not going to be exactly what you want, but then you find you go with the flow. You grab the opportunities that come along, and it makes you grow and it makes you a better person. You got to work towards something. You have to have, and when you reach that goal, you grab another goal. And never, I think, believing in your dreams is very important.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to say I had dreams. My dreams 20 odd years ago, because it's too old to remember, was the same. I was acting, and my parents are really supportive, and just like yours. Yeah. And I will say that, but they steered me in a different direction from acting when I was 20 years ago. And the dream's still there. Every time you go to the theatre, you sit there and you see, you dream to be on stage. But I mean, all I say is you must dream. Because this time last year, I wasn't doing this. So right. Within 12 months, it's changed. I'm sitting here talking to great people like you, which I would never even have dreamed of before. So whatever your dreams are, you can just sort of achieve them just as long as you do whatever you want to do.
You just have to, I honestly believe, take the opportunities. A lot of people, they're so focused on one thing that they're not flexible, but what they don't realize, sometimes, life takes you in different directions, and usually it takes you to the direction that you're meant to be. And if you're flexible enough to, and realize of like, let's grab it and try it and see what it is, and you don't have the fear like you didn't, it surprises you and brings you into like this different places that eventually, it's something that you really enjoy, and you're like, wow, I just found something that I thought that what I love, but now I'm doing what I'm doing, and this is fantastic. You enjoy what you're doing,
Oh, cool. Well, my next dream is James Corden. I'm going to be the next James Corden on US TV.
Hey, why not, right?
Yeah. I'll get onto US TV as a chat show host.
You know, and Emmy nomination, Oscar, and I'm dreaming of traveling all over the world. One day it's gonna, happen. Why not? You have to work hard towards it.
You're already traveling the world. You've been to the UK on Comic Cons and
hard and keep yourself focused and enjoy your life. Meanwhile, all about healthy balance.
Exactly. Okay, I've got a question from Colleen Nell, and she's.
Colleen is very, she's great. She's very active on our social media. We love Colleen.
Cool. If you ever got the chance of creating a new TV show or TV series, what would the title of it be, and who would be the leads?
I thought about it. It's a difficult one. I always was fascinated with all the. I would like to play, one of the superheroes. And I was thinking, okay, there was the question in one of the Comic Cons, like, if you were to play a superhero, what would you be?
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I was like, how cool would that be if you have a girl like me playing she's able to have all the superpowers, like everything. She can be an ant woman or an aqua woman, or she can be a spider woman, or she can be like, if she can just switch and do it all, how crazy would that be? So I was thinking, okay, like the ultimate, like, girl superhero that has all the superhero powers. And then I was like, well, who would I want to be there? I would want to have everybody who I already worked with, just because they're so much fun and I would enjoy them. But then, I really enjoy, there's so many actors out there that could be, I just really enjoy Ryan Reynolds and his last, what was the movie? Deadpool, yeah.
Oh my god, I cried with laughter again, just saying I cried. It was hilarious.
On this TV show or film, I would definitely look Nina and Jeff there. It's just like, I would have, I don't know, yeah, it would be an ultimate superhero girls, maybe, and they all have extra powers. And then Ryan Reynolds can play a bad guy or something. I don't know.
Well, he could just play Deadpool, couldn't he, and just face you all off? Because he can, yeah.
That's true. He can just be a Deadpool, and then we have like supernatural, every possible kind of. Yeah.
I get you. I could just imagine the kind of innuendo coming from Deadpool, though, if that was the case, considering what he's like, the character.
He'd be so scared. He'd be like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
She's a Captain America, and she's a Spider Woman, and she's an Aqua Woman, and she's all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. How do I do this? How do I, how do I battle her?
Exactly. That'd be a pretty cool movie.
Right?
Yeah. Excellent. My last question, sadly, is from an account which makes me laugh every time I say it, which is Sick in the Head.
Funny.
There's some awesome Twitter names out there. Some of them are just.
Mine is so boring compared to everybody's else.
Mine's the same. Everyone's got these really cool.
No, I should be more creative when it comes to my names. Yeah.
Olga Fonda's a really cool name, though. Whereas, Chris
Oh,
Gordon.
thank you. But I should be doing something more exciting like that.
Yeah, that's.
I'll have to come up with one.
Yeah, I've just got mine. Chris Gordon. Chris Gordon 21 on IMDb, apparently. I'm 21.
Oh, really?
There's 21 of me. That's how boring my name is.
You're the 21. Hey, at least you have a number.
I know, that's true, yeah.
Mine are just letters.
I know, it sounds like I'm royalty, the 20.
The 21. The 21st.
Yes.
Hey, 21st century. Maybe it's, Gordon 21st century.
It could be. Cool. So, Sick in the Head's question is, what's the most memorable behind-the-scenes moment from working on the Vampire Diaries? Doesn't have to be a meaningful one, it's just an unforgettable scene.
Behind the scenes. I think, probably the most unforgettable would be my first day on set. I did my first scene that I did was a Sorry, it's my husband. Maybe a few more minutes. Sorry. I think most unforgettable. My first scene was when I was making out with Rebecca in bed. There was three of us. When I showed up on set, they came out. They're like, "Oh, hi, welcome. You already came out from makeup and hair. This is so great." Introducing me to everybody. Everybody's saying hello, and then they go, "Here's your outfit," and it was like nothing, literally, to be under the covers. It's like the smallest outfit I've ever had, because it was just like covers and like little booty shorts, and there was nothing else. And I was so terrified. I'm like, this is my first scene.
Oh,
I
God.
didn't even meet anybody. And I'm like, you want me what? Kiss a girl and it's three of us in bed? They broke all the ice, and then I was very comfortable for the rest of the whole season.
Surprised?
One of the most memorable experience behind the scenes is my first day.
Awesome. That's
first scene.
I guess that is a first scene where you can probably sit there and start wondering, what kind of thing have I got into here?
Yeah, you're like, wait, what? I remember reading it on the page, but I didn't think, I'm actually going to be doing it. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But, when in thoughts, it's fine, and when you show up there, you're like, what am I doing? And it's like a whole room of people, and it's your first day. It's not like you've been there for 2 weeks now and you've met everybody.
Yeah, it's just, what a way to introduce yourself to people.
Right? Hi, by the way, I'm here and you and I are going to kiss.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm jumping into bed with you there, don't worry.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah. Fair enough. Cool. That does actually bring me to all the end of my questions, I'm very sad to say, because it's been absolutely fun.
Well, it has been fun, and I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Those are great questions. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the love of our fans. They've been so loving and supporting, and even though most of them came from Vampire Diaries, I'm very happy that they support me on every other project that I'm doing. And my latest project that I just finished shooting is 9/11.
The other question I was going to ask you, sorry.
Oh, it's okay, but it comes out soon, so hopefully when it does come out, I'm going to announce it, and please support it. It's a very important film. It's to honor everyone who were affected by 9/11, and it's going to be a 15-year anniversary this year. So, and it's a film I'm proud of. We had a great cast. It's a great storyline. It's based on the true events. And I hope when it comes out, everybody gets a chance to see it.
I'll definitely watch it. We'll tweet it out as well and make sure it's shared so everyone gets the visibility.
Thank you. Yeah,
well, they will anyway. It is, yeah, definitely.
It's a great cast. I was so honored to work with those people. Charlie Sheen, Louise Guzman, Wood Harris, Gina Gershon. They're all such wonderful and amazing actors. And for me, that's a different role. It's a very dramatic, real role, and it was based on true events. So definitely something that I haven't done yet, and I had a great experience being part of it.
Must be a very moving one as well, to be in something that's based on a true story, such horrific events.
It is, yeah, and the cool thing about it, there were so many different approaches on that subject, and our approach is, it's based on a true story where people were trapped in the elevators during the 9/11 attack, and they were trying to escape, and they escaped. But it's an interesting experience, and what I appreciated, they brought us 5 people in one elevator. From different, we have men and females, and different cultures and different backgrounds, and they brought all of us together to work together and try and survive. And that was it's a very interesting kind of take on it, and I really enjoyed the scripts, and it was emotionally it was very hard to shoot.
Yeah,
because we pretty much had to go through all the emotions that we possibly, to really make it truthful and to honor all the people that were affected by it.
Yeah, I can imagine, but we'll keep an eye out for that one, definitely.
A lot of love, coming from all of us, and 110% participation. So hopefully we can, hopefully people can still remember it and never forget it, and hopefully we told the story well.
Awesome. When's that one coming out? Oh, so is it
Uh,
for the anniversary, is it, or before then?
I'm not really sure. I think they're talking about the coming out on anniversary, but we'll have to look and see when they're ready and when they announce it. But definitely, that would be a project that I would love for everyone to see.
Awesome. Then we shall do that.
Well, such a pleasure talking to you.
You too. Thank you very much. I'll stop recording now for the podcast.
Yeah, and thank you, everyone, for all your questions. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to hear from everyone, and it's nice to see everyone participating in social media, and I appreciate the love and support. Please continue, and yeah, hopefully I'll make it back to our Wales sometime soon and do another Comic-Con.
Awesome, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'll take you up on your invitation.